Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Corinne Caro, and welcome to the Daily Blue. I'm very, very excited about our next guest. She's a really good friend of mine, and you're going to be very surprised about some of the stuff that she has to tell you. This is my good friend, the Honorable Acting Supreme Court Judge, Marlene Budd. Thank you for being here today.
Oh, thank you for having me.
I am so entranced by what you do every single day. First of all, just tell us a little bit of your background.
Okay, I've been an attorney for over 20 years.
Really?
And I was elected in 2005 to the family court in Suffolk County. So I was a family court judge for 6 years, and then since January of last year, I was moved to the Supreme Court handling matrimonials.
So what is a day in the life of a judge that your job, what does that entail?
Well, we deal with the public on a daily basis, and most of the time the litigants in these cases are represented by attorneys. Sometimes they're not.
Right.
Those are pro se litigants, and it's a little more difficult when there isn't an attorney involved because of the lack of education.
Okay.
But what I try to do is de-escalate any conflicts that exist.
This is during a divorce. They're coming to you generally because they have applied for divorce.
Right.
Okay.
Right. So sometimes they've already tried mediation and that hasn't worked.
Okay.
And when they finally get to the point where they're before me, it's escalated, and we need to sort of get them to de-escalate and to go through the process in a way that would be in their best interest, and also there are children involved for the most part.
Okay.
And it's better for them if the parents work together. And one of the things that I think is important for them to start out thinking about is forgiving each other for past harms.
Okay.
You know, getting rid of that anger and that bitterness and resentment that may come from things that have gone on in the marriage, and then looking at the process in a different way. Instead of being negative, what can we do to make sure that we do what's in the best interest of the children going forward?
So I'm sorry. First of all, I didn't realize you were an attorney for so long. What kind of an attorney were you? I
was actually a commercial litigator for a number of years.
Okay.
And I handled a variety of other matters, but mainly that's what I did.
Okay, so now you're a judge there, and I don't know, I haven't gone through a divorce, but thank God, but they're in your courtroom and they're arguing, and you actually take the time to sit with them and try to ease the situation? I mean, do judges normally do that?
Well, judges, most of the time, they will talk to the litigants when they first come into their courtroom, when a case first starts.
Right.
And we try to let them know that we're there to help them. Their attorneys that they've hired are skilled, and they know what they need to do to
be done.
Exactly.
Okay.
So we do address them when the case first starts.
Okay.
And what we then do is we meet with the attorneys. And there are times, however, that we would meet with the attorneys and the litigants in the courtroom, which would be on the record.
Okay.
And
so you remove them from the courtroom and you sit down with them and you actually decide
the attorneys, yes.
With the attorneys. And is there any point are you saying these people shouldn't get divorced? They could actually try to work it out?
Well, there have been a few cases where one attorney has come in and has said, "Oh, you know, my client, he really doesn't want to get divorced, and you know, is there anything that we can do?" And unfortunately, right now, you know, our hands are somewhat tied.
Okay.
Because we have, you know, this new no-fault law, and it's made divorce easier.
Really?
People can go on a website and get all the forms that they need. And so what we need to do is really just educate people.
Okay.
And one of the things I'm hoping to do is in the courthouse itself, in the hallways where the litigants are waiting, is to have a TV camera set up with a loop and just advising people of what the process is like.
Right.
Like, again, a lot of
they
these
just don't know, right?
Right.
Is that what's happening?
It's
So
these
they're
pro se
filing
litigants.
online now. And
Right.
are you seeing a tremendous amount of divorces? I mean, that's what we're hearing,
Yes,
but
yes.
just because it's so easy.
Right. And so I think we need to educate them as to what is involved
Okay.
with divorce and the financial aspects and how it can negatively affect their children. I mean, there are obviously negative aspects of divorce, and I think that we need to educate, especially the pro se litigants, because they have to know that there are alternatives
Right.
for them. And again, I think that educational component is really critical.
Sure, but you know, it's a bold statement, Marlene.
Right.
Because you're going to put TVs in the hallways and hand out brochures. I mean, really, a lot of people will say, wow, I need this. Maybe I should think about what I'm doing.
Right.
Or a lot of people will say, what the heck is this?
Right.
Do you think that you're going to have those people battling you?
It could happen, but
You're ready for the fight.
that's true. And you know, this is something that I would have to get approval for
Right.
within the system, so to speak.
Right.
But I'm also fortunate that I'm working with Toro Law School, and I have an intern. I'm getting an intern to do some research to
Okay.
find out what other states are doing to decrease the divorce rate,
Okay.
and study what the impact is on children and families.
Okay.
And we're going to have the intern gather statistical data
Okay,
and
very
also
important.
figure out what these programs are that are out there.
Sure.
And see if we can have a pilot project ourselves in Suffolk County.
Yes.
Because California has already indicated that they want to decrease the divorce rate by 15%.
They're a no-fault state also?
Yes, and they started the no-fault
Jeez.
trend.
Thanks, California.
Yes.
And now they're sort of
And
backing
now
up,
they're-
backtracking
right,
with...
because
Wow.
the divorce rate is so high. And even though Dr. Malone indicated that perhaps divorces are at a lower percentage, but the percentage among people who are married is higher. And especially, again, because of the no-fault
Right.
statute. We have seen a very large increase in the divorces in Suffolk County.
Okay, so I just wanted to mention to our viewers that we were gracious enough to have Dr. Henry Malone on, and how wonderful it is that the two of you have met and realized in your profession and his as a marriage therapist that there is a definite problem on Long Island, and you're seeing it significantly in Suffolk County. How do you think that relates to the rest of the country? Do you have any idea? I know you're getting this intern to research some stuff, but
I would imagine that it's probably worldwide, but at least in the United States, I'm sure it's in every state that
Right.
the divorce rate has gone up, because most states are already no-fault states.
It's just trickled like
Right.
one after another,
and
right?
The pressures of the economy and other pressures that they have, and they don't realize that there may be alternatives that are available to them, and they're also not educated on the process
Right.
the way perhaps that they should be.
Right.
So,
Wow.
there's a lot that I think can be done, and I know that other states and other courts are doing things. Some courts are adopting a waiting period. Some courts are suggesting that certain clients go to counseling if at least one party
Okay.
is interested in
think that would be
reconciling,
great.
and that there
They
are
should
children
go.
involved.
Okay.
So there might be somebody in the middle that can assess that.
Okay.
But we haven't gotten the research done yet.
Okay.
But it's in the works, and we're hopeful that we can come up with something
Right.
that will work in Suffolk County, and that will also work within our existing system and the Matrimonial Bar Association, and making sure that everyone is on the same page and that everybody is in favor of this.
Right.
So that's something that we want to make sure too, because if we don't have everyone that needs to
On
be on board on the same page,
It will
it's not
fail.
right. Exactly, it won't be successful. So we need to have all the players.
How commendable
together.
of you to be a judge and recognize this. And, I have to ask the question that what happens if the divorce rate is significantly lower? What happens to your job, or the job of, it's a good problem to have, but the jobs of those attorneys, matrimonial attorneys?
Well, I'm sure that the divorce rate will still be
There, existing.
It'll be at a certain
But
level.
there will be less of you guys, right?
Right, and well, that may
And
be
that-
more among the pro se litigants.
Yeah.
The ones who haven't gone to an attorney, who don't understand what goes on.
Mm-hmm.
Because those who do see an attorney, they're told, this is what's going to happen. This is what equitable distribution is. This
Mm-hmm.
is what can happen to your pension. And they're told all of those things. The pro se litigants who come in, the ones who aren't represented, they're the ones really who may not end up getting divorced if they
Right.
have information or
Right.
if they realize that there's an alternative. So that's not going to have any impact on the attorneys who represent clients,
Okay.
because these are unrepresented parties.
Okay. Wow. So as a judge, you can actually use your job to help people in walking them through either the process and what direction they're supposed to go, or sort of suggesting that they go an
Or at least
alternate route and
educating them,
Yeah.
and because again, if they understand the financial aspect and how much it could cost them in the long run.
Yeah.
Some may decide to stay together, or if they don't understand the impact on their children, they may decide that that's not something for them.
Right. So tell us what you're going to be looking forward to doing with this research. What do you think will be the next steps that you hope to achieve?
I hope to gather all the information that we have regarding all these different programs and see which ones have worked well.
In other states?
Right.
Okay.
And with other courts.
Okay.
And propose that we have our own pilot project here in Suffolk County.
Wow.
Yeah, so
That would be
it's-
phenomenal.
Yeah, and I don't know if it will be a waiting period, or some states have a reconciliation part or court. I'm not quite sure yet where we're going to be at, because it really
Okay.
depends upon the success of these various programs. But
Right.
we're going to do the research, and we'll come up with our own framework, and hopefully we'll get the approval that we need to move forward with it.
Judge Marlene, I cannot commend you enough, because you could be doing life-changing deeds here on Long Island and really helping people to stay together and provide a better environment, really. And hopefully Nassau County will jump on board, something that you're spearheading here to help people stay together. It's just an unbelievable thing.
Thank you.
Wow. So we look forward to hearing more from you. Thank you all for joining us today. You can contact Judge Marlene Budd by going on to thedailyblue.com. There's a component there that you can email us or touch base with and ask any questions that need be. Will you be happy to answer? I'm sorry
to the extent that I can.
that you can. Good.
Yes.
Is there any other way that they can contact you or see what's going on? Is the best way to?
That's probably the best way at this point.
And of course, you can call Blue Chip Marketing 631-337-1603. If you are having any struggles with your relationship, again, we did have the opportunity to speak to Dr. Henry Malone. Please reach out to us, 631-337-1603. Thank you again for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Unbelievable
Really
stuff that you
appreciate it.
have.